Play It Again Sports specializes in baseball, softball, golf, and fitness. Stop in to buy, sell, or trade new and used sports and fitness equipment. Trade in and trade up at Play It Again Sports.
Welcome to In the Hoop. I'm George Ayub with Bobby Mills. We are center court at Heartland Lutheran High School. We're going to talk a little high school hoops. The Red Hornets, we're going to do a game here Thursday night against Palmer. The boys last week went 1-1. They played Lindsay Holy Family back-to-back.
Oh my.
Played them in the tournament, their conference tournament, played them again, and then they got a win against Alba. So I'm looking forward to seeing the boys and the girls here on Thursday.
As do I. It's our first time this year for the Red Hornets.
Should be good. And they always have a great crowd
here
at Heartland Lutheran High School. Grand Island Central Catholic. The boys went 2-1 this week, had a terrific tournament. 10 seed, and they get into the semifinals.
I think that's a first in the Centennial, yes.
Yeah, and you know, we've seen them quite a bit this year. They've really improved over the year.
They have. I watched them against Adams Central the Saturday before that, and the second half looks. My wife and my son said, I think we're going to have a good Centennial tournament. And I said, unless you've got a magic wand, and by golly,
they did. They
must have found something because they changed it all. What a great run.
And you know, in the first game, they Avenger lost to David City Aquinas, who they had lost the week previous. They beat them 47-44. They beat Lincoln Lutheran 39-30. Then they lose to Lincoln Christian 43-41. They're right there, 10 seed, just a shot away from playing in the conference finals. So terrific effort by the Central Catholic boys, who are now 9-9. At Grand Island Northwest, 3 kids, didn't play for disciplinary reasons. They go 1-2. These are conference games as well in their tournament. They beat Holdridge, but then Crete gets them, and Columbus Lakeview gets them. Lakeview avenges a loss to the Vikings at their home court. So they have some work to do until their players get back, but they're playing for a lot with that wild card.
They are. They really are. If they would happen to stumble in districts against Hastings or whoever, that means a lot to keep that wild card. Now, right now, it looks okay, doesn't it? I think they're third, maybe?
They're fourth.
Fourth?
I checked before I came out. So it does, but I have to tell you something that, we saw Hastings play, and Hastings can get them.
Yes, if they can only score. If they keep that score below 50, look out.
Right. So, and then senior high went 0-1 this week, lost to a terrific Lincoln Southwest team, 80-59. That's a big team.
It's forgivable.
Yeah,
yes,
it's a big team, and Stu has Southwest rated 9th this week in the Omaha World Herald ratings, and I think they're going to come out. I think they're going to emerge as the class of Lincoln.
I think they will.
They're a big team, and they have some good athletes, and Easton Edmonds at point guard's a nice player. So the Islanders took it on the chin, but I think most teams are going to take it on the chin from Southwest.
Right.
On the girls' side, the Heartland Lutheran Red Hornets, who we're going to see on Thursday again against Palmer, went 0-2. Lindsay Holy Family, both the boys and girls from Lindsay Holy Family, terrific teams. They lose to them, and then they got beat by Alba North Loop Scotia, 53-22. They're having a tough time putting the ball in the basket.
I think they are, but Alba North Loop Scotia has a good girls team.
And that's a good girls team. So that's a tough weekend.
It is a tough weekend.
It wasn't a weekend, but it was
scheduled,
tough. Right.
Yes.
The Northwest girls, they got upset by Crete in that tournament. They go to 16-2. They came back and they beat a good Holdridge team, 50-39, after Crete upset them. They just romped Central City in the opening round. So, it's good to see a team come back, highly rated team. They're still ranked in the World Herald ratings 4th. It's good to see that, but you just wonder what happened there in Aurora at the conference tournament.
Well, I wasn't there, but I did see Crete play the next day. And Crete has big girls, Caitlin Bradley and Alex. I can't think of her last name. Her sister was good a year ago. But they are big, physical girls. And I think the only thing that concerns me about Northwest would be if somebody pressured them back court. That's what concerns me. I don't know whether Crete did that, but they had Seward on the ropes until the buzzer the next night.
Right, and I looked at their schedule. They've played a tough schedule. So they're pretty seasoned.
Oh, yes.
And the other thing is they hung around. And I got that sense from what the Coach Herzberg said in the article in the paper that, that they hung around, then you have a chance to win at the end, and any coach will take that. So Central Catholic girls go 0-2 in the tournament. They lost to Bishop Newman, and Council Bluffs St. Albert's.
Had to make a nice trip to Council Bluffs.
Yeah, had to go to Council Bluffs. They had to play out of state. They go to 6-12. And the Grand Island girls were beaten by Lincoln Southwest, a good Southwest girls team,
Yes, sir.
ranked very high. They go to 3-14. So that kind of catches you up on what we're doing, what happened last week. We'll be right back with peak performers and look forward to this week's games. We'll be right back with In the Hoop. And now a word from our sponsor, Play It Again Sports.
Play It Again Sports is more than a used equipment store. We offer new equipment in all the top brands. Easton in baseball and softball, TaylorMade in golf, Schwinn in fitness, and we're the only Cliff Keen wrestling dealer in town. Stop into Garrett for spring and summer activities. Trade in and trade up at Play It Again Sports.
We are back with In the Hoop. George Ayub with Bobby Mills. This Thursday, we're going to be right here in Heartland Lutheran Gym. They're going to have Palmer, and we're going to broadcast both games on theindependent.com, so join us, please. And then both Red Hornet teams head off to Fullerton, so both winnable games for both teams.
I hope so.
I think
yes.
they can do that. Central Catholic boys, they get Class B Lexington, a 3-14 team on Friday at home, and then they head to Wahoo to play 17-0 Wahoo #1 team in Class C1. So strap it up, Crusaders. You're going to get tested.
To be the best, you have to beat the best.
Right. And what a great opportunity for Central Catholic to play the #1 team. They have a young team.
Why not?
Those young kids, that'll be great. So good for them. The Northwest boys, they stumbled pretty good in the conference tournament. They go right back to Crete, one of the teams that upset them. They play them tomorrow night. Crete 7-9, but they sure didn't play like it against the first time when they beat them in the conference tournament. And then Friday night in another game that we're going to broadcast, they'll have Holdridge. And I think that'll be a pretty good matchup. Of course, as we mentioned earlier in the broadcast, they're shorthanded, but Holdridge is, they're going to play them tough.
They will. If the
We know
playing
that.
field is even, or the court, if you will, it's an even playing field now that those three men are out. So the doubleheader should be great Friday night on any prep zone. Right.
And the Grand Island Islanders, who are 1-15, have a chance to win 2 games this weekend.
They do.
They have Class B Columbus, who's 3-14, and then they go to Bellevue East, and they're 1-15. So maybe the Islanders can get one in the win column.
That'd be great to sweep the weekend.
Yeah, wouldn't that be something?
Confidence booster.
On the girls' side, again, Palmer and Fullerton for the Red Hornet girls, and we'll have that first game for you. Grand Island Northwest girls just have one game, 12-5 Holdridge, who they beat in the conference tournament consolation match. We'll have them Friday night. We'll be broadcasting that game. Central Catholic girls, Hastings St. Cecilia. That's going to be a tough one. That'll be a Thursday night game
Always
at
is.
St. Cecilia. St. Cecilia's 14-1, highly rated in Class C2, I believe.
So quick.
And they're going to be quick and athletic, and that's going to be a real test for Andy Anspaugh's team. And then they'll have Lexington at home Friday night. Lexington comes in 5-12. And the senior high girls, again, they go to Columbus and Bellevue East. A little bit of a reverse. They might have a shot at that Columbus team, but Bellevue East is a really highly rated girls team. They're third, and they are tough.
Yeah, Jalen Hobbs is back full, in full health, and look out, because it's going to be a tough one.
Yeah,
for
we
them.
broadcast the Bellevue East volleyball game. Denton and I did that, and they have some terrific athletes.
Oh, boy,
Terrific girl athletes. So that's what's happening with area teams with the Lou Platte Conference is going on.
Oh, my, good one.
That's teams from around our area, Wood River, St. Paul, and some of those teams Kearney Catholic, and so that's going on all week. Ravenna's in that. It'll be a good basketball, and I hope the weather holds so fans can get out to those games. Other news in high school basketball: Omaha Central, 50-game winning streak, in-state winning streak, a loss to Papio. And so they're down third in Stu's ratings. So kind of spanked them a little bit in the paper this morning.
They spanked them a little bit, and maybe they deserved it, but it could be a wake-up call.
Could be.
Hopefully it will
Could be. They'll be better when they get their point guard back.
That when you miss Tradeon Hollins.
Tradeon Hollins, just a terrific young player, and it kind of makes them go. So, and the other thing that Stu pointed out is that they're not real deep, and so they come to Grand Island, play Oak Hill Academy on the 9th in Tino's tournament. And you'll probably be doing the mic on that.
I'm going to do games 3, 4, and 5, so they'll be tired of me after the 5th game.
Yeah, we're tired of everybody now. We're about 8 minutes in.
That's
Our peak performers this week: Johanna Golfan averaged 20 points in 3 games, led the Crusaders to that terrific semifinal finish for Central Catholic.
I don't know how you shoot the percentage he did. You're saying it's
28
inside.
for 35, I think.
28 for 35, but kind of like a Max Ayub thing. But that you always have people draped all over you when you're shooting those shots, and that's
does.
incredible. That's
And he's a big kid,
Yeah.
and his footwork is better and better all the time.
I think he's
Better-
improving game by game, isn't
yeah,
he?
Yeah, so terrific. And a couple weekends ago, or a couple weeks ago, he had a 17-15 performance.
Oh, boy.
Against somebody, and Denton and I had talked about that he probably could have been a peak performer there. So Johanna Gofan, the sophomore from Central Catholic, is one of our peak performers. Kelly Bossart became the all-time leading scorer, Wood River High School. She had 15 against Ord, followed up by 18 against Gibbon. She now has 1,117 points. So congratulations to Kelly Bossart. That is terrific.
She snuck in there. I haven't been. Her brothers were good athletes, and but wow, that's amazing. That's a big accomplishment.
Terrific. So that's just really great, and she's still playing basketball. So that record's going to be it's going to be tough for kids coming up at Wood River. And finally, Mike Glazer from Spalding Academy. Get this: 25 points, 8 assists, and 2.5 quarters.
Right.
In a win against Fullerton, and they won pretty easily, 83-48. But terrific job by Mike.
I saw him play.
I love to see those assists.
Oh boy, isn't that sweet?
It's the name of the game.
It's
of
just
basketball.
like Ryan Techmeyer from BDS. He can kill you either way.
Right.
So sweet to see the unselfish assist.
Yeah, it was terrific. So those are the peak performers. We'll get certificates out to those 3 stars this week, and we'll be back with you next week with another edition of In the Hoop. For Bobby Meals, I'm George Ayub. Thanks for joining us.
Play It Again Sports specializes in baseball, softball, golf, and fitness. Stop in to buy, sell, or trade new and used sports and fitness equipment. Trade in and trade up at Play It Again Sports.